We are here to talk about Tony Danza. And Rob, by the way, this week, like legit Tony Danza news popped up in the world.
Oh, great segue.
I mean, this is pretty great.
Yeah, this is, I mean, I guess now I have to remember the situation.
Well, I guess
John Stamos, John Stamos wrote a book. And in his book, he said that he was in a relationship with, I forgot her name.
Teri Copley.
Okay, great. Model, beautiful, all of this.
She had a very like Marilyn Monroe vibe, and she was like a model turned actress. Yeah.
And he caught her in bed with TD, Tony Danza. And I guess it was just devastating, because he was really, we all know Stamos. He falls hard, and he was really in love with her.
Tony, by the way,
thought she was at an audition. Yeah.
Stamos is 19 at this point. 19.
So just, at his peak in terms of look and healthy sperm count, the whole 9 yards.
Said he was in love.
And I guess I think walked in on her, right?
He walked in and he said he saw 4 feet coming out of the bed.
Oh,
and then he saw Tony Danza. And we've talked about Tony Danza on the show. And we've seen that Tony Danza really has a tripod. I mean, so he saw more than
it. Yeah, he might have seen 5 feet.
Tony
Danza is blessed. The Lord blessed him. And
but he was nervous because Tony Danza, former boxer, didn't want to get mixed up in that, and just kind of ran out of the house. But now he makes this big story, and then Teri Copley comes out and she says he's lying.
What? I didn't know about all that.
Oh,
I didn't read that far.
Teri Copley is like, that's not a true story. She's like,
well, what is she gonna say? She's probably married to some dentist, and she's like, what? No, I did not.
She said that they were already broken up by the time this incident occurred. Okay. So she does not lie and say she did. She does admit she was boning. She was in the boss zone. She was, who's the boss? Yeah, she knew.
Getting bossed around. Yeah.
And
wow.
But she denied. And she was actually upset that John showed up in her house after they already broken up.
Ooh, so who's the crazy one? Maybe he's the crazy one.
And then John Stamos said,
he couldn't let it go. Yeah, maybe Tony Danza's like, hey, I'm the boss now.
And he goes, well, if we broke up, she didn't tell me. So a lot
to unpack here.
Now,
has Tony found a microphone and come clean about any of this? Where does he come down?
Tony, I don't think has commented because he's a gentleman. He's a boss and he's a gentleman boss. And Tony Danza, here's the other part of it. That was a relationship that had pre-existed Stamos.
You're mispronouncing it. Now, how many viewers, because you have the view count in front of you,
went up?
It went up since we've been talking about this. Interesting. Yes. Interesting. I thought whenever we talked about Tony, it might go down. But I guess when we talk about Stamos and Tony fucking, it goes up.
Well, here's the thing, right? So let's talk about it like this. All right, hold on. I'm going to look at something right here.
Was John Stamos or Tony Danza at the show last night?
No. All right, so look right now. So John Stamos is a 60-year-old man telling a story that happened 40 years ago.
Well, he's trying to plug a book, right? Yeah.
Of course. Yeah, I'm not saying it's like he's telling a story that happened 40 years ago. Yeah. And people are disputing the account of the 40 years ago story, which is so funny to me because it's like somebody's lying or someone's exaggerating. And then when John Stamos was on Howard Stern, he said, he was like, I put that story in the book to make me, be relatable. And I was it's like, I am unrelatable that the only relatable thing that I have is that at 19,
that someone I'm just a regular guy like you guys, and I get cheated on too.
Now you can get behind me with any story, because when I was 19 years old, my heart was broken. And that's what I found to be the funniest part of this.
Yeah, to try to make yourself relatable in that way. Is he? I don't know Stamos. Do you know him at all? Is he a nice guy?
I don't know Stamos. I don't know. I've never met Stamos.
Jerry could tell us, I guess.
I will tell you this much: if you had,
by the way, we should just get Jerry on the show, not for this reason, but just to have Jerry come back on the show sometime. Because
I would love to have Jerry come back on the show. I would be careful.
He's really hard to wrangle. No. But we would not bring up John Stamos.
Right. Yes, because obviously there's a connection there. Now Teri Copley is 62 right now, and Tony Danza. Guess how old Tony Danza is?
400.
400.
I don't know. I'm not great at math. I don't know.
72.
72.
72.
Wow.
So there we go.
They all look great. They all look great.
They really do. They all pull it together. I guess my question to you, Rob, is this: if I
did not have sex with her, if that's what you're asking.
Okay. Well, look, I'll tell you this much.
I'm
writing up. I know.
Yeah. I have a family, so I'm not. Don't try to ruin what I got going.